Okay, welcome everyone. This is Premier Chess Adult Intermediate. This is the fall 2021 semester, and this is week 2. So I decided to do some positions that have the theme of a pawn storm. So what is a pawn storm, first of all? Let's define what a pawn storm is.
I would presume that it is basically a pawn rush, just continually moving the pawns forward, threatening minor pieces with the pawns.
Yeah. Pawns can be very powerful when used correctly. Because they're the lowest ranked piece, so they scare away a lot of the the heavier pieces, the more valuable pieces. So as they're moving forward, another way to call it is like a steamroller or a pawn roller, because as they're pushing forward, everything else just gets out of the way because none of the pieces really want to get captured by a pawn, right? So if you use the pawns correctly, they can be quite powerful. Who was it said? I think it was Aaron Nimzovich. Pawns are the soul of chess. Or maybe it's someone. Does anybody know who said that? Pawns are the soul of chess. Maybe Philidor, one of those people, one of those old chess players. But yeah, pawns. I think a lot of beginners, when they first get into chess, what is a very big beginner mistake? Well, yeah. Can you guys name me some beginner mistakes? Yeah, Samuel. What's a beginner mistake?
Only pushing pawns.
Okay, good. Okay, you know what? You're right. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, pushing pawns is one beginner mistake, or not pushing pawns in the center, right? Is another beginner mistake.
Moving the same piece.
Yeah, moving the same piece twice. But another beginner mistake related to what we're talking about is they underestimate the power of the pawns, and so they forget about the pawns altogether, and then they just move out their pieces, especially the queen, right? A lot of beginners are like, oh, the queen is the strongest piece, I'm going to move the queen out first.
Yeah, bring the queen out too early.
Yeah, so a lot of beginners like to do that, but what ends up happening when you do that, it's very easy for your queen to become trapped, harassed, and lost, right? So you really, the pawns are a very integral part of the game, and they should be given their due respect as well. So let's go over some positions about pawn storms and showing the power of the pawns. All right. No chess. Let's go. Okay, so all right, so this is a puzzle actually. Anybody familiar with this puzzle, by the way? No? Awesome. Good. Okay, so yeah, white to move. By the way, this pawn is going down and white's pawns are coming up. So white to move. What is the best move for white here? What do you think?
E4.
Oh
no.
You mean D4?
Yeah.
King D4.
D4, sorry.
So are you trying to catch this pawn?
What's the purpose of... Yeah, you can't catch it.
Yeah, this pawn is too far away, so you cannot catch it. So if you're going after this pawn, you will lose, right? You will lose the race, right?
Right. So you've got to do.
So
F5.
what's another
pawn to F5 so that your king can then get into D5, right?
Okay, so pawn F5, but then he doesn't even have to do anything about this. Yeah. You can just push it and he wins.
You're right. Yeah.
Right.
What I'm thinking about is if you can get your king over to A3, you can checkmate with B4.
Excellent.
B4,
yeah.
Those pawns are checkmating. Yeah.
Very good. So now, you notice that the king on A4 is stuck completely, right? Yeah. Samuel, you have a question?
Can you go king C3, king B2, king A3?
Yeah, so that's the idea.
King B4, that's the thing. King B4, king C5. I think the king leaves. Because when a king gets to B2, the king can just leave the other king.
Wait, so what's your move, Rehan?
Once the white king gets to B2, the black king is just going to leave through B4.
Yeah, okay. So the goal, so the idea with king C3 is to get the king to A3, because we want to push B4. The problem is that leaves the A4 pawn hanging, right? So king A3 is a mating threat, right? So yeah, the best move here is king C3, right? And so black goes H3, trying to get his queen. King B2. Okay, so now what's black's best move here?
Black's best move is, wouldn't it be king?
King B4.
Yeah, he's got
B4?
he's got to get his king out of there, right? Because if he continues with the pawn, oh, let's go back. Sorry. If he continues with the pawn, then he will get mated, right? So he's got to be careful of that. So king B4. And now how would you proceed with white? What do you think?
Pawn to C3 check.
Yeah, C3 check, right? So now, of course, the king
Oh, then
cannot.
B4 mate.
Yeah, the king cannot move back to A5 because then
Alright.
again, king A3 and then B4 will be mate. So best move is king C5. Okay, so now white to move. What do you think? Best move here.
B4 check.
B4 check. No, I think now if you go B4 check, now black wins.
He goes
Right.
to C4 and he's safe.
And now he's just gonna get a queen and win.
King to
Right?
C2.
Yeah, so now this king is stuck, can't move anywhere. So leave him there for the time being. So now king C2, why is that the best move?
Because he can't move his king anywhere, so he's pretty much forced to go to like D6 or something.
You mean
Are you
pawn?
trying to get king? Are you trying to get the king to cover the D3 square?
Say again?
To the D. Are you trying to get the king to the D3 square?
Yeah, the D3 square,
Yeah.
and again, there's gonna be another mating threat, right? So king D3, or sorry, king C2, and if he goes H2, then what do you do?
King
King to
D3.
D3.
King
King
D3, and then queen, and then mate, right? So again, another mating threat. So he's got to respond to that. So what do you think is the, okay, let's go back right here. So what's the best move for black here? What do you think?
D6 or F6, but then he just takes back with the F4 pawn. So
D6 or F6? Okay, well, which one? You want to do, which one do you want to try?
D6.
D6. Okay. So D6. No, D6 loses. How does D6 lose?
You still go king to D3, right?
Yeah, you still go king D3. If he takes back. And,
take.
and again, the mating threat is unavoidable, right? So what else?
F6.
F6, same exact thing, right? B4 mate.
Hmm.
What else? Oh, sorry, let's go back there. What else here?
Here's D5.
Yeah, D5 is the only move, is the best move, right? So now if he continues king D3, now we take with check, and he's forced to give way. And now there's no more mating threat, right? And now
Wait,
pawn moves.
wait.
Yeah,
If he goes, the pawn was on D7, right?
yeah, D7, yeah.
So if he moves up two, can white en passant it?
He could. That's true. So let's see. Let's go back. All right, so you can do en passant, take, and now again, the black wins. Right. So the goal with this puzzle is
He's
the
out
goal,
of the way.
yeah, the goal with this puzzle is white to win. Right. So D5. So what now? So I think I mentioned, right? If white continues king D3, then he goes D takes E4, and king takes E4. Actually, this is pretty. Okay, so now what do you think black's best move is here?
H2.
All right, so he goes for his queen, right? So H2, what's white's best move here?
Oh, we just go D3.
King to
and
D3.
checkmate.
King D3 again, right?
Well,
And now-
won't you go F5 check instead?
F5
No,
check.
King
Oh,
D3
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, king D3 anyway, it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna end in the same thing. So
F6.
Right?
F6.
you want to go
F6?
F6?
Yeah.
So let's see.
Well,
F6.
D3 anyways, then when you take, you just take back with the F4 pawn.
No, but then
Um,
King 5. Then like you're attacking the E5 pawn since it's hanging.
Interesting. So here, what do you think? What do you guys think? F6, best move here for white.
King to D3.
No, I think King D3 no longer wins now. Right now,
Because
we have
take
takes,
C5.
takes, and now there's
King D5, I think.
yeah, King D5, and then this falls, or yeah, that's probably the best move, and then yeah, and then he just gets a queen. Yeah. So what's the best move here for white?
Oh, takes on F6. And
No,
then you get the,
no,
well-
takes. Actually,
yeah.
yeah, that could. Okay, because you're gonna promote with check. That's true.
but they're also going to promote check. That's the thing.
Ah, you're right. So they promote with check first, right? Good point. Okay, so no, so what's the better move than what's the best response for white here? Don't these king and pawn games, they make you feel smart, right? Because they're like, it's so simple. Why can't I see it? Yeah, Samuel.
King F3.
Yeah, so now we're close enough to get the pawn, right? So now we go King F3, and now we got the pawn, and now it appears now. Actually, no, we don't even have to get this pawn now. So hold on. Oh, sorry. We go King D3, King F3, and now what does black do? Does he go here? If you take, let's say he takes here, and then he goes after the pawn. So we don't even have to get this pawn yet. We can just leave it there because we're close enough anyway. And now you just go B4, and then you win this way, right? So yeah. All right. So let's go back.
Back to the position where black played D5.
D5. Oh, right here.
Yeah. Instead of
Uh.
playing King D3, what happens if you play C4?
C4.
And black just go to B4 and never get checkmated.
Or you can just take here maybe.
And then H2, H1, queen, I think.
Yeah, and then he gets his queen. Yeah. 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 All right. So the main line with this puzzle is here. King takes H2, and now now how does white win this?
King back to D4.
D3, right?
Oh,
King D3,
Yeah, D3.
queen, right? B4 check, C4 mate. Very nice use of the pawns, right? Yeah, so pawns are very. Anybody here like the horde? Anybody here try horde on Lichess?
Me.
Yeah, I love. Oh yeah, me and you, Samuel, we played horde. Yeah, I love horde. I think anybody familiar with? Everybody know what horde is?
No.
Okay, so horde is a variant on Lichess. It's also on chess.com actually. They made it in the update. So black has regular pieces and white has 36 pawns, right? And so the goal of black is just to capture all of white's pawns. The goal of white is to just checkmate the king, right? And it's great. I think it's a wonderful variant to teach students about how to skillfully use pawns, right? You know, how to use them in the best possible way so they're most efficient, right? Because what a lot of students tend to do is they push their pawns and they're not together, right? Pawns by themselves are very weak, right? But for example, like this is a very nice little pawn grouping over here. And when they're together like this, they're very powerful, right? So I think horde is an excellent variant to demonstrate that, right? Okay. All right, so let's see another one. The next one this is a game. So this is just a quick example. We're not going to go too far into this game, but Spassky versus Petrosian 1966 World Championship match. So Petrosian is black. So it appears that black wants to castle queenside. And so so and white knows that, right? So he's trying to open up the queen side with these pawn moves and these pawn exchanges. So what do you think Petrosian did in this position? Yeah, Samuel.
I think you showed us. I think you've showed me this game before.
I showed you this game. Okay, okay. Yeah, see, that's what I was asking you. So you know, right? Okay, anyway,
Yeah.
what do you think Black did here?
E4.
B4 here?
No, C4.
C4. Oh yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, that is a good idea. The idea of closing up the position. He did do that eventually, but first he played castle queen side, which appears counterintuitive. Why would you want a castle? But then Spassky played A4, trying to open up the pawns or trying to open up some files this way. Now, what do you think Petrosian did? So there's two ways. There's two basic ways to react to a pawn storm. One is to create your own pawn storm on the opposite side, which usually happens in this case of opposite sides castling, right? So white creates it on the queen side, black creates it on the king side in this case. And the other way is to just push your own pawns and try to counteract it, or try to halt it in its tracks, right? That's another possible way to deal with it. So what do you think Black did here? Yeah, Samuel.
C4.
Yeah, so now he went C4, definitely not takes, right? Because now the C file's open, and that's quite dangerous. So you don't want to do that. So you want to, he basically wants to shut in or just shut down the entire queen side completely, right? So C4, bishop E2. Now, what do you think Spassky played here? I mean, sorry, Petrosian, Black. What did Black
On
play?
H6, maybe?
H6. So wait, oh, you mean eight?
I'm sorry, H3. I'm turned around.
Oh, you
On
mean
H3.
Oh, you mean H3? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, so you're saying attacking the king.
Yeah.
All right, so that's good. That opportunity won't go away. So you don't have to rush it to do it now, but he did something to prevent his opponent from advancing or attacking or opening up his queen side. What do you think? Yeah, you got it, Samuel. So you know.
Oh, okay.
So what do you guys think?
I guess
What
rook
did-
G8. Rook was it? Yeah, rook D8 G8.
Okay, again, good move. You're bringing your rook onto the half open file. And eventually I think he did do that, but he did something before that move just to halt his opponent's plans, right? Right? Sometimes, yeah, go ahead.
A5 or A6?
Well,
I'm
which
sorry.
one?
I guess I would start with A6.
Yeah, so if you go A5, now he takes,
Right.
and now this is
Yeah.
going to be an open file for him, right?
Yeah.
So definitely A6, right? And now beautiful situation, right? If he pushes on B5, you go A5, lock up the queen side. If he pushes on A5, you go B5, lock up the queen side. And now it's really difficult to break through, right? Now he can take his time and develop his attack on the opposing king's king side, right? So very nice little maneuver there to halt his opponent's pawn storm in its tracks. So king H8, rook D G8, and the game continues. Yeah. All right, good. So let's go on to the next one. So this is a game between Robert Fischer, Bobby Fischer, and Rodolfo Cardoza, New York, 1957. All right, so let's see. Fischer's white. So E4, C5, Sicilian. We got exchange variation, knight F6, knight C3, A6. Anybody know the name of this?
Sure.
Huh?
Not sure.
Najdorf.
Yeah. I think it's Najdorf. I think that's how you say his name. I think so. Anyway, A6, bishop C4, E6. All right, castle. Okay, bishop E3. So standard development. Bishop E3, knight C6. All right, so now here, this is kind of a pretty common theme in this kind of position. You push the pawn and you try to bust open your opponent's king side. So now it's kind of risky, to do a pawn storm on the same side where your king is, right? It's kind of risky, but in these kind of positions, that's usually what happens. Knight a5, queen f3, queen c7, g4, right? So now he's going all out, pushing his pawns. Knight takes, a takes, rook b8, g5, knight d7. How would you continue this, by the way? What would you guys do?
White or black?
For white to move here now.
Queen H5.
Queen h5. Let's see here.
Just pushes the pawn.
Yeah,
Black just
F5.
pushes the pawn.
Yeah. Oh, you mean g6 here?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I mean, you're not really threatening anything yet.
So it would be then F5 then.
Yeah, I think you want to break open some lines before you bring in your heavy pieces first, right? So f5 is what he played. Very nice move. So he's automatically threatening to take here and win a pawn and then fork perhaps. So then we have knight e5, queen g3, king h8. So black is anticipating opening up the g file and getting his king off of the g file. Knight f3, knight takes, rook takes, b5, queen h4. So now maybe he's setting up some kind of battery with the rook and the queen, trying to come onto h7, right? E takes, queen c6, rook a to f1, bishop b7. Samuel, you remember this game, right? I went over with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, bishop b7. All right, bishop d4. So now he's targeting this diagonal. So he's targeting the king from both sides, from the h file and from the long diagonal. So very nice, coming at it from different angles. So now we have b4. So now here, white to play. What do you think Bobby Fischer played here?
F6.
F6. Let's see here. F6 takes. Now, how would you take back?
With the bishop.
Bishop.
Take with the bishop. Check. Check. And now we have rook here. And now I think it's white who has problems here. Right?
Going back there, I think he took the wrong direction with the pawn.
Right? Does everybody see why white has? So for example, if the king moves here, what would be the best move here?
Yeah, the rook's pinned is the problem.
Queen takes f3, just winning.
Yeah, queen takes, and then eventually bishop takes is mate, right? And then if king f2, what does black play?
Queen takes f3 check.
Yeah, rook is now unprotected and takes a free rook. Yeah, so you don't want to help your opponent, right? So, what did you say, Gene? You want to do something different?
Yeah. Wait, black's
Well,
in
what if
check,
you don't-
right? It's black's move.
Yeah, so it was like this. So f6, and then we took the pawn, and then so we said bishop takes.
No, I
Right.
would push.
What if we don't retake and we just bring the rook over to h3 and go for the mate?
All right, what do you guys think?
But
Good
then he
move?
gets checkmated on G2.
Yeah.
Queen
Yeah.
g3
Yeah.
All right, what else? What else? So takes here. So what else? So if you take here, now again you're allowing this thing, right? So you got to
What
be
about
careful.
just pushing that pawn to g6?
G6. Yeah, maybe just take like that. Yeah, essentially this rook is pinned, right? Because this rook has to stay there on f3 or else white gets mated. So essentially this rook is pinned, right? So yeah. So Fischer did not play f6, right? He did not play f6. So what other moves do you think? Samuel, what do you think?
Queen H6.
Queen H6. Fancy. Nice. I like it. All right. So mate threat here. Probably best move is something like that. And now you got a problem because your queen's being attacked now. Right?
Queen H5.
Queen H5. Maybe take here.
Queen back to H6.
Queen back to H6. Now maybe you can just bring the bishop over here.
Missed that.
Right? All right. So what else? Anybody else? Gonna give an idea?
What if you just do bishop G7? Bishop
All right.
takes on G7.
All right, so let's look at that. Bishop takes G7, check. Pretty forcing move. If he doesn't take, he loses the exchange. So king takes
Now
G7.
F6.
Okay, so now F6. All right. Okay, you can do F6.
Or queen H6
Yeah,
first.
yeah, Queen
Yeah.
H6 or F6. Probably Queen H6 is a little bit stronger, right? Getting the
Yeah.
queen into the attack, right? So Queen H6, check. King H8.
F6 threatening mate and winning the bishop at a minimum.
Let's see here. F6. Well, the problem is again, we have take here,
Yeah.
G6.
right? All right, so if we go G6, let's see here. Take. That's interesting. Now there's really no way to interesting.
Rook F7, I guess.
Actually, this is actually similar to what happened in the game. Actually, yeah, this is similar. So hold on, let's go back. So G6, yeah, G6 was played in the game. So now how did black respond?
C5 check, queen C5 check.
Yeah, queen C5 check first, right? And then rook 1 to F2. And now what do you think? What do you think black played here?
Rook to G8. No, it's still mate.
Yeah, mate thread right here.
No, it's still mate. Yeah.
Yeah, queen to H7.
So what
That's
does black play here?
Uh,
So black saves himself from mate. By
He has
C-
to play bishop to F5, F6. Oh, no, that doesn't work either.
No, still mate. Yeah, still mate.
It's a take on G6.
Yeah, so take on G6 first. F takes, and now, aha, I gave it away. So yeah, this is the only way that black saves his hand here.
yeah.
Queen
Queen
G5 check is the only way that he saves himself, right? Otherwise, this would be automatic mate. So yeah, Queen G5 check, Queen takes, Bishop takes. So he does lose the exchange here. Check, King G7.
And then Rook F7 check.
So you can do Rook F7 check. That kind of leads to the same thing. Check, King takes, and you take the bishop. Fisher did it a little bit more fancy. He went G takes H7. That's also another way of doing it, right? King takes, Rook F7 check. So it leads to the same thing pretty much. And then yeah, B takes, and then here black just resigns down the exchange against Bobby Fischer. I guess he thought it was no use. So yeah, pretty exciting game. What do you guys think? It's Fischer versus Cardozo. So yeah, I have another one, but that's also I think it's a pretty long game. So maybe how about let's do a puzzle. How about that? A lead chess puzzle, because I really find them to be quite instructive. I never know what's going to happen in these puzzles. All right, so let's see here. So, oh, let's go on the next one. Not this one. Not this one. We did this one already. Hold on. I did this one with my last class, Rayhan. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. All right. Let's just go through it quick. Yeah. All right. There. All right. Next one. Okay. So next puzzle. Let's see here. So I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning because this is kind of a short game. So let's just go over this game real quick. Knight F3, knight F6. All right. All right. Ooh. Okay. What is this opening called, by the way?
Is it Queen's Indian?
Is it Queen's Indian or King's Indian?
King's Indian.
King's Indian, right? I think it's King's Indian. All right. So one of the Indians. All right. So D6, bishop E2, knight B D7, castle. Yeah. So the trade-off here is that white has a strong pawn center and black fianchettos the bishop and tries to break apart white's strong center. C5, D5, creating a little bit of weakness, opening up scope for the bishop. Right. Very nice. Oh my God. Kind of arrows of that. Knight E8, rook E1, F5. Okay. Takes. Okay. Knight D to F6. So he was threatening a fork here. All right. Bishop D3, knight C7. All right. All right. Ooh, interesting. All right. So you want a pawn there? Okay. Queen F8. All right, so black has a little bit of problem here. His rook and bishop on the queen side are pretty much stuck. So he's got to find a way to activate those pieces. All right. Check. All right. Well, he could have taken this pawn. I don't know why he didn't. I think that would have been a fine move. No problem with that. Actually, no, sorry. The rook is hanging. Yeah, forget about that. I can't do that. All right. So take, okay, so the E6 pawn eventually falls. Very nice. This is like a thorn. So very nice. All right, creating a little mating threat there. And discovering an attack on the queen. Ooh, nice double attack. I like it. Queen back, F5, knight D5. Bishop takes, rook takes, bishop E5. Ooh, very nice. Ooh, nice counterattack. The pawn is actually pinned to the bishop is pinned to the queen. And yeah, very nice. Rook G8, Queen F2, Queen H3, F takes. All right, so this is the position. White to move. Oh, sorry, black to move. What is the best move?
Rook takes on, I mean, queen takes on H2.
So, all right, so queen takes, king F1, and
H1, queen H1.
queen H1, king E2. Now what?
Rook G2.
Yeah, so rook G2, it'd kind of just be a trade. Rook takes G2, rook takes H1, rook
But then it
takes.
takes the queen, and then he takes the other rook.
Yeah, rook takes F2 check, bishop takes, rook takes back, and then it's just going to be white that's winning by an extra bishop. Right? So yeah.
What about after the queen takes the pawn?
Uh-huh.
The rook on H can take the pawn on E. So it's attacking the rook and it's defended.
All right, hold on. So after queen takes H2, then what
Right,
do you
the
want to do?
king has to move.
Yeah.
And then the rook on H5 takes the pawn on E5.
E5 here.
Oh, no, then the bishop comes over. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about rook F5?
Okay, so rook f5 right now. Let's see here. Rook f5, maybe queen here. I don't know. It doesn't look compelling. It doesn't look strong.
I think it's rook takes on g2 because after queen takes, rook g5 is winning. Oh wait, because the bishop. Oh, never mind. I thought I was gonna pick it.
Yeah.
Bishop takes G5.
Yeah. Yeah. So, let's see here. Yeah, rook takes. Let's see. Rook take. Queen takes h2. King f1. Okay, so what's wrong with rook takes e5 here?
The
Anything
bishop
wrong?
can come to D4
Well,
and it's
well,
pinning
still,
the rook.
actually here, and then actually that doesn't work, right? Queen takes h2, king f1, rook takes e5, bishop f4. So now we have the rook coming down on the rook. So now there's a winning move. There's a winning move for black here. Can anybody visualize that? It's a couple of
Oh,
moves. Couple of
if-
moves.
Queen H1.
Yeah, queen h1, and now we're gonna win this rook, right? Now the king has nowhere to go. Queen has to interpose, and now you can even do rook takes first, king takes, and then you win the queen. Beautiful,
Yeah,
very
but
nice. So I
what
think
if the bishop, instead of going to F4, if the bishop goes to D4?
d4 here. What you just
Right.
take here?
Oh, the pawn takes it, right?
Yeah.
Forgot about the pawn.
Yeah. So yeah, it appears queen takes h2 is the strongest. Queen takes h2, king f1, rook takes, but still, I mean, if he does bishop f4, yeah, that's winning. But if he doesn't do bishop f4, like where's the attack? I don't know. Doesn't seem to be a real attack going. You know. So what do you guys think? Queen h2, strongest move? What do you think?
Wait, what if he takes with the rook when you go to e5?
Queen
rook.
takes, king f1, rook takes e1, and you say rook takes here,
Mm-hmm.
and then rook takes, and then maybe just queen takes.
But then isn't white still winning?
Yeah, exactly. White's still winning. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's not compelling. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Anything else you have in mind? Anything else? Yeah, rook f5 is nice though. Rook f5. But then after queen e2, where's the follow-up though? You know? You know, these puzzles on Lichess are not always good, by the way. Sometimes I don't like them. Sometimes they're just not good. All right, so what do you guys want to try?
Thinking like h2 g2 with the queen, maybe something like that.
Queen h2.
Yeah, then takes on g2. And then maybe the rook comes down to your h1 check.
Let's see. Hold on. All right, so queen takes h2, king f1, and you're saying rook takes g2 now?
Oh no, well queen takes g2 there.
Oh,
And then if
queen takes g2.
takes,
No,
then
no,
rook h1 check.
no, queen takes g2, queen takes g2.
So
You say queen
going
takes
back to F5. Sorry, you go F5 and then okay, go F. Can you do F5?
oh rook f5.
Yes. Now, yeah. What did you do with the queen?
Rook f5, queen e2, maybe.
Now I take H2 with the queen.
No, the rook's
You
here now.
can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
King
rook's here.
takes. That's it.
All right. So what's the final consensus here?
I mean, in a perfect world, we'd like to get the king over to F1 and then get the rook on G8 to F8. So
Yeah.
how to do that, or get either
Right.
rook over to the F file.
Right. Interesting. All right. Well, yeah, either rook f5 or queen takes. Which one you want to try? Which one looks better to you guys? I think queen h2, right?
I think take the pawn at least.
Queen
Queen
h2.
Yeah.
Queen
Alright.
h2.
Queen h2. All right, let's try queen h2. Ooh, nice, you got it. All right, now what? All right, now let's see here.
Oh, now I see it. E6.
No, rook f5 right now.
Pawn, you don't think pawn to E6?
No, rook f5 right now.
Ah,
take
very
rook.
good, very good, Samuel. You
Rook
see it.
f5. Rook f5.
So why does that
Ah.
win?
Because then the queen takes.
So the
G2.
queen must stay on f2 to prevent mate on g2. Right?
Oh.
Right, Samuel? Is that the reason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, so you're just chasing the queen away. You
Everybody
don't
see
care if
it?
you lose the rook. Yeah.
That's very good. So it's basically basically like a decoy sacrifice right here. Very
Yeah.
nice.
You're just chasing away the defender, the only
Yeah.
defender.
Right,
Yeah.
removing the defender. Right. Rook f5. Awesome. Good job, Samuel. Yeah. Beautiful. All right.
It's a hard
All right.
one.
Let's do another one. Good job. I love these. I love these puzzles. I mean, these are just like so instructive in themselves. All right. So let's go back. All right. This is a short game again. All right. So e4, e5. All right. Ooh, what's this called?
Fried liver.
Fried liver. Just going. This is like, to me, this is like the hallmark of being a beginner. It's like beginners, they go all out for attacking so quickly. Even if they have just two minor pieces, they're like, I want to attack now. So d5 takes. Okay. All right. Ooh. All right. Interesting. Knight's unprotected, but this knight would be taken if the queen takes. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Ooh, interesting. Why did he do that? Huh. That's a weird move. Interesting. Okay. Not entirely sound, I would say, but okay. All right. Does he have something here? All right, what do you think? White to move. This is the position.
First thing that comes to my mind is like rook f1.
Yeah, that's the obvious one. Bring another piece into the attack while checking.
Queen h7 is obvious, but
So
not
queen
enough.
h7. Probably bring into another rook into the attack. Check.
And queen checks on f7.
And then if he goes king g8, that would be a mistake. Why?
because you take the rook.
Yeah, take the rook, and then he's gonna lose his queen. So rook f1 check, king e7. And now
Queen f7 check.
queen f7 check, king d8, and now I think you ran out of checks.
Oh, I think I know.
I mean,
Knight
you-
to c4, perhaps. Bring the knight in.
Well, first, okay, so first rook f1
Yeah,
check, and then
right.
king e7, and then you're saying knight c4.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yes, I think you're right. Right, because now the queen has nowhere else to go that would still protect the bishop. Right? Everybody see that?
Yep.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Let's go there. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, so real quick, let's just look at this real quick. Yeah, I think you want to keep the queen there, put pressure on the bishop. If the pawn does move up, you always have this check here, right?
Right. And if the king moves, you still got the attack on the rook. So you like
Right.
the queen.
Right. So the queen's in a nice location there. Yeah, putting pressure on the rook and the bishop. Right. So knight c4 makes sense. Yeah, very good. Yeah, very nice. And then
Queen takes c5 check.
take the bishop. Yeah, beautiful. Awesome. Very nice. That was almost too easy compared with the last one, right? All right. Let's do another one. Do another one. All right, here. All right, so let's go back. Beginning. Let's see what happened in this one. E45. All right. Got. Oh my goodness. Automatic sacrifice. That seems like something that you would play in Bug House. Everybody here know Bug House?
Yeah, I do.
Or Crazy House on Lichess? It's like you're trying to every piece that you capture your opponent, you get that piece back. So here, white just captured the black pawn, so now white can use a pawn in his own game. So yeah, and really in Bug House, it's like if you have the initiative, you pretty much win all the time. So yeah, this is completely getting the king out in the open at the expense of a bishop. All right. Ooh, wow. All right. And check. All right. So you just sacrificed 2 minor pieces, gonna win back. Okay, well, he gets okay. Yeah, he's gonna win back one of them. Yeah. Ooh, look at that. Interesting. So he doesn't even take it yet.
It's aggressive.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. Interesting. All right. Oh, nice. I like that one. Developing. See, this is what I always say to the students, right? You want to make your moves be multi-purpose, right? This is developing towards the center. C3 is a good spot for the knight anyway, but now you have the threat of the royal fork, right? So beautiful. This is a great example of developing with tempo. Very nice. Right. So now he doesn't even have time to save the knight at all. And now finally he takes his knight. All right. Ooh, okay. Why does it bring the knight back?
Because he
Try
wants
and
to do
force the
D4.
bishop. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, is there anything else?
He's threatening the fork on D4 and he's opening up for his bishop to get out.
Yeah. All right. It seems kind of weird. Like you would want to like get this bishop out somehow, but all right. So knight E2, take. All right. All right. So now this bishop check seems the obvious next one. Yeah. King E8. Ooh, nice. All right. Not a mate threat, but okay. Okay. Queen G3, King E6. Castles, of course. Of course. Get the king to safety. Forget material. This king, the black king is already in the center, stuck in the center.
You can't even take on E2.
Yeah, taking on E2, no good. Why? Because rook E1 wins the queen. Very nice.
You can't take on A2, right? As well, because Queen E5 wins the rook.
Oh, A2 here?
Yeah.
Let's see. Queen A2. Yeah, Queen E5. Yeah, wins the rook. Yeah. Yeah, Queen E5 is nasty because you still have the bishop here, so the king can't even escape. So that's pretty nasty.
Oh, that's
actually.
mate then, because bishop has to block and then queen takes on E7.
Yeah, so
queen takes E7, then knight takes the queen.
So queen takes A2, Queen E5. What do you want to do, bishop or knight? Doesn't really matter, I guess. Well,
if it's knight, then when you take the rook, it's going to be a check.
Yeah, right. Okay, so queen takes A2, Queen E5, bishop here. So now I think best move would be take with the bishop first, right? And now if he takes with the knight, you take check, and then he has to block with the knight again. Or actually the queen can just drop back here. But still, I think that's probably winning for white. All right, so let's go on. All right, so he opens up the bishop, queen invades. Ooh, threatening a mate right here on D8. Very nice. Bishop E3, getting rid of the bishop. Bishop takes, queen takes. All right, queen comes back. All right, queen G3, bishop F5, knight D4. All right, rook DE1. All right, so now black is down, or white is down a bishop, but so far the rooks are not in play and white's rooks are. So if white can maintain the attack, then he could probably win. So queen D6. So now here's the puzzle. So what do you think is the best move here?
Is it knight takes bishop?
All right, so let's see. Knight takes bishop.
So knight takes bishop. If pawn takes bishop, then queen g7 wins the rook.
No. Doesn't
No,
win the
because he
rook.
moves the knight to protect it
Yeah,
onto E.
Yeah, knight and
E7.
the rooks are connected. Let's see here.
No, because
Yeah.
knight takes f5, g takes f5, queen g7 check, knight e7, rook takes e7, queen takes e7, and rook f7.
Rook takes. Okay, hold on. So
I
let's
see
look
what
at
you're
that.
saying. That's good.
So let's see. Knight takes, G takes, queen G7, king, knight E7, and now you're saying rook takes F5.
No, rook
No.
takes E7.
Yeah, rook
Okay,
takes
rook takes E7, queen takes, but remember this pawn is in the way, so we can't bring the rook all the way to F7,
Oh yeah.
right? So what else? What else?
What about rook takes bishop?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. What were you gonna say, Samuel?
Rook takes f5.
Yeah.
Problem with
So
rook takes F5 is queens just trade off, don't they?
okay, so let's see. Rook takes F5, queen takes G3. What's White's best move?
Rook f7 check and then take the queen
Good,
back.
very good. So a little in between
Uh-huh.
intermezzo move, right? Check, and then you recapture, and you have just won your bishop back. Right, beautiful. So rook takes, and what if the pawn takes? Now what?
Queen
You still
g7.
have queen G7. Yeah.
Queen G7 check, right? King, knight E7. Now what?
Knight takes f5.
Excellent. Now knight takes
Right.
F5. That's powerful, right? Because now you're going with an attack on the queen, and now we're ganging up 3 times on the knight, winning the knight, right? And that's interesting. Yeah. So then, yeah. So I think that looks like the best move to me, right? What do you guys think? I think that's the best move. You see anything better?
I concur.
Did you see that movie, Catch Me If You Can?
Yeah, like that one.
You just reminded me. I just saw the movie again with my kids. That was a good movie. I concur, Dr. White. Yeah. So yeah, rook takes. Let's see. Ooh, nice. Yeah. So he goes for the queen trade. And we go for the intermezzo. Nice. All right, so let's just look at one variation. Just curious. So rook takes, and what if he takes back? Check. There. Yeah, I guess that's losing because
what about-
there's just too much
oh,
power
yeah.
here.
But queen b4, I guess, threatening to take on e1 mate. So I don't know.
Queen b4 check,
Hmm.
and that's gonna be
Force.
that's pretty powerful, right? Yeah, what do you do with that? Check.
No.
Oh,
it's-
actually, no.
Queen takes an h8.
Oh yeah. Take the rook. Right. Yeah. Right, exactly. Yeah. So he has to he has to take here, and then that's just mate, right? Mate. Right. Nice. Awesome. Good job. Cool. Nice move. Yeah, intermezzo. That's also another thing that it's like that. I think that escapes a lot of students very often. Sometimes when we're playing, we get into these robotic methods of thinking, right? And you forget that sometimes there are very powerful in-between moves that can be done to gain space or gain material superiority, right? And yeah, we always gotta be on the lookout for those. What is that quote? I think it's Emmanuel Lasker, right? When you see a good move, always look for a better one, right? So it's good, something to keep in mind. Anybody know that the streamer Amon Hambleton? Anybody familiar
Yeah.
with him? Okay, he's a funny guy. So one thing that he said one time, he's like, he was playing a game. He was like, "Oh look, I got a mate in one." He's like, "Oh wait, I remember Lasker's quote: If you see a good move, look for a better one." I thought that was funny. So yeah. All right. So any questions? Anything else you wanted me to go over? What do you guys think? What do you guys think of those? I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Any questions with pawn storms? Anybody have a chance to do pawn storms in their games? Do you go for pawn storms? Is anybody here a fan of opposite sides castling in Sicilian openings? People do that?
I get pawn stormed a decent amount, and like the majority of times my opponents just don't pawn storm correctly.
Right. Yeah, definitely. You don't do it correctly, and you know what? Sometimes, interestingly, happens is if you push your pawns. Like I'm a big fan of pushing your pawns, gaining space, and just using them to overwhelm your opponent and cramp them that way. But if you don't do it correctly, you're just kind of exposing yourself, and your opponent kind of gets around your pawn storm and then just starts to invade your position that's like completely open and airy. So you got to make sure that you're doing it. The space that you gain with your pawns is not overtaken by your opponent, right? So you want to make sure you gain space, but don't lose the space that you have gained, right? So it's not only about carrying out your plan, but about limiting your opponent's plan, right? Limiting counterplay. One thing that you always want to be mindful of. Any other comments, criticisms? Yeah. All right, cool. Well, good seeing you guys. Maybe I'll see you guys again if Evan happens to be lazy again,
Thank you very much for.
Yeah, no problem. So I will I'll email you guys the link to the video, and when I get it uploaded to YouTube. All right.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So good seeing you. I will maybe see you later, and have a great night.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right.
Adios.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.